What is up, everybody? It's CJ Plays here, and I'm back with another Rosewood Park furnishing video. So today we're going to be furnishing the Sulliver. I think that's how you pronounce it. So this is a really big kind of like Victorian style house in Rosewood Park, and I just love the way this one looks, y'all. I don't know why, but I wanted to kind of go for a more muted color scheme for this build. I don't know why. I just kind of wanted something that looked really relaxing, where you could just look at it and looks like you're going to fall asleep. So this room that the kitchen was in, y'all, was so big. What I decided to do was just like basically break it up into two different rooms, and I put like an archway to kind of connect the two. So right now we just have the kitchen section. So as you can see, I'm using the Cloud9 counters paired with the pets cabinets, because for whatever reason, y'all, a lot of the sets in the store in the Sims 3, I think it's just a Sims issue, but a lot of the like cabinets don't have matching counters and vice versa. It's really annoying, but whatever. We have, listen, good thing we have the create a style tool, right? So I basically just paired those with that. I kind of make it look a little bit more cohesive in here. And I think originally, y'all, I was really inspired by this floor. You'll see it in a little bit, but there's like this really nice floor. It's categorized as a carpet, but I think it's not. I think it's supposed to be like something different, but it is like custom content, so you know. But I was really inspired by like the gray color of it. I was like, why don't we just kind of go for like a more like calming theme throughout the rest of the house though? So as you can see right now, I'm trying to figure out what floor I want. This is the floor, y'all. This was gonna be like everywhere in the house, but I was like, CJ, you gotta stop. So it only shows up in the kitchen, unfortunately, but it is a really good floor. I think it's one of the ones that comes with the world when you go to download it, by the way. But now I'm trying to like figure out how to separate the kitchen from like the little potential small dining space, because I kind of wanted to have like a little secondary area where you could just kind of sit in here and eat if you wanted to, so you didn't have to necessarily go to the dining room if you didn't want. So right now I'm just kind of trying to like break it up a little bit. So I use some of this checkered flooring in here. I use Control FC just to kind of like break up the little space a little bit. And then I wanted to use like a small square table, so I used the one that comes with the diner set, and I could not find the matching chairs to go with it, so I ended up using like the ones from the ultra modern set. Now that I'm looking at the recording, y'all, I can actually see it was right there the whole time. But anyway, I ended up using like these from the one of the like ultra modern sets. I want to say is like the outdoor set, probably. I ended up using that one, and I recolored it a little bit. I was gonna go for like a lime green color for the chairs, but I just thought it looked a little bit out of place, you know. It looked like it could kind of match in here a little bit, but I decided to just kind of go for like a gray color in here. And then this is the dining room, so I ended up using like this really big dining table at first. I was gonna use the one that comes with late night. It's a really nice table, but for whatever reason, the only like chairs that come with like the dining chairs that come with late night are like these wooden ones, and they're nice, but they don't look good with this table. And I wanted to use like a matching set if I could help it, and I was like, that is not good. So I decided to like scrap this idea. And then also I was trying to put like a bar in the corner too, but this space just wasn't that big for one. So I was like, why don't we just put a bookshelf? So I wanted to use like the one from Aurora Skies, but I was like, that bookshelf, I don't know about it. So I was like, why don't we just maybe use a china cabinet, since this is like a dining room anyway? So I ended up like swapping out the other table for the one from Seasons, and I used like the matching season chairs. I feel like this house looks very classy and like kind of sophisticated, if that makes sense, which I really like. I ended up putting a rug underneath the table as well, and then I ended up using one of the store content plants. Oh, and I used like this square light fixture. I don't think I've ever used it. I know it's store content, but I don't remember what set it comes with, but it's kind of cool. And I ended up using like some wall lights in here from Pets. Those look kind of cool too. I ended up using those a lot in this house because I don't really ever use wall lights that much in The Sims. Like, I know I asked y'all this sometimes, but let me ask again. Do y'all ever use wall lights when you build or furnish houses in The Sims? Because I never do. I feel like they're like underutilized sometimes because they're like kind of cool, but I just don't ever use them. But moving on though, this is the living room. I was trying to like figure out what color I wanted to make it, y'all. It was going to be gray, then it was going to be a blue, then it was going to be a black, and then I was like, why don't we just make it like an olive green kind of color? And what I did was, you'll see right now, I added like another window in here just to kind of let in a little bit more light, because I was wondering why it was so dark in here, and then I realized that I didn't have a light fixture, and I was like, oh yeah, that's why, CJ, because you don't have a light. So I ended up using the one from Seasons. That's become one of my favorite lights all of a sudden. I don't know why, but it looks kind of cool. But I ended up using a sectional that comes with the Showtime pack, and I wanted to have like a little ottoman in the corner, so I ended up using the one from Into the Future, and I paired it with this base game rug and the base game TV. I really love that TV, y'all. And I had like a little extra space in this corner, so I decided to use like the matching chair that comes with Showtime, and then I used the creative style tool just to kind of match it. But I really love how it looks in here, y'all. Oh, and also too, I was going to use this like bamboo plant in the corner of this room, but I ended up using that for like another room. But I ended up using like this really, I don't know, I guess it's like technically a plant, but it's like a big vase with like these plants inside of it, and it's like a blue one. I don't remember what set it comes with, but It's like one of the store content ones, and it looks so good in the corner. So I was like, why don't I just swap out the bamboo for that one? I recolored the pot itself, but it just looks really cool in my opinion. And then since we had like a little extra space in here, I decided to just put a computer desk because, you know, it's really useful to have those in the Sims anyway. You know, maybe your Sim is a workaholic and they can work from home or whatever. So, or maybe just make a dating profile. So I decided to just kind of like put a computer desk in there as well. And then this is just like the little hallway section. So I mean, it's not super big, so I didn't put a whole lot of stuff in here. I did recolor the stairs, by the way, because I just thought they stood out a little bit too much from the wallpaper. I think I did end up changing the floor in here too to kind of match in with the rest of the house. I ended up like going back to that idea of using that bookshelf from the dining room. I put it in this hallway instead, and then I tried to put like a mirror over here, y'all, but like some of them kept getting like cut off by the stairs, so I was like, why don't I just use like this really small base game mirror, you know, maybe so your Sims could just look at it or something like that. And then the only other thing I've done in here, aside from putting like, you know, more wall lights, was I just put like a little end table. I think I used the one from Seasons, and then I ended up putting like a phone on it just so your Sims could have a house phone, you know. And then moving on, this is the first bathroom. This house has like 3 bathrooms, I want to say. So this is like the first one. I wanted this one to be like very calming and very like serene and stuff like that. I ended up using like, I forgot, I think it's like the Zen set, this one of the Zen bathroom sets on the store. I ended up using the matching tub and toilet from that, and I think I have the matching counter, but I didn't want to use that one, so I ended up using like the one from the Bayside set. So I mean, it still kind of matches because of course we have the creative style tool, so everything in here matches though. But I kind of wanted this one to be like very calming, serene. And then what I ended up doing at the very end, you'll see it, I ended up using the bamboo plant that comes with the Master Suite stuff. I don't know why, but I love using bamboo in my builds lately. It just looks really cool. It's a really nice plant, you know. But I ended up putting that in here, and that's pretty much it for this bathroom. Moving on though, this is like the first bedroom, so I was imagining that maybe like, you know, the parents, you know, probably live down here if this is like a family house. So I ended up using like a nice base game bed, and I of course went with like a olivey kind of like greenish sage kind of color in here. And then I ended up using the dresser that comes with the Seasons pack. I was going to use like that other one, but I went with this one. This one sits a little bit lower, and I wanted to use like a full length mirror in here. I think that one is the one that comes with the pets pack, I believe. I was trying to like think of like some like calming activities, some like relaxing activities, so I decided to put like a computer desk in here, and I put like a laptop that comes with the Town Life stuff because I don't think I've ever used that one. And then I ended up putting like an art easel in the corner just so your Sims could have like an extra activity to do. I was gonna like try to clutter up this room, but I was like, no, CJ, it needs to be like calm and like not minimal, but like it doesn't need to have like a whole bunch of clutter, if that makes sense. So I decided to just kind of go like basic in here, if that makes sense. And then I ended up putting like a love seat from the base game, which I thought looked kind of cool in here. And honestly, I think that's pretty much it though for this room. Like there wasn't like a whole lot of stuff. Like I said, I didn't want to clutter it up too much, but I really loved how this one turned out. I think this is like one of my favorite ones. Oh, and as you can see, I ended up using that Seasons artwork, which is literally one of my favorite paintings in the whole entire game. But I think that's pretty much it though for this room. I was gonna put like a rug on the floor, but I was like, no, I don't really think that we need a rug in here. Like, again, not trying to clutter up too much, y'all. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this room though. Next up, we are now going upstairs. So I decided to just recolor like all of the walls and the floors and stuff like that. I ended up using like the same wallpapers from downstairs. I think the first room that I furnished upstairs was the teenage daughter's room. Now I feel like she's either about to go to university or she's not quite in university just yet. Like it's probably like the summer before university, right? So I decided to like use some really like bright pastels and stuff like that. I was kind of inspired by the pastel pop kit for The Sims 4. So I ended up using like a butterfly bed sheet, this really nice pink dresser and nightstand. I think the nightstand comes with the university pack, I want to say. And I think this bed is like from the contemporary set, I think. I'm trying to remember, y'all. It's kind of hard to remember some stuff. And then I ended up using like 2 different mirrors in here because I feel like she probably wanted to have like a lot. That's the one I think that comes with university, or it's either Generations or one of those packs. And I don't think I've ever used that one before. So I ended up using it in here. And then of course we have her old toy box from when she was a kid. And I ended up using like that nice hanging chair. I think it's from like the Bohemian set on the Sims 3 store. And I know I used to use it a lot back in the day, but I haven't used it in a while. So I was like, why don't we just use that in here? So we have like this nice little hanging chair. It took me a while to kind of like recolor every like pillow or like most of the pillows, but I thought it looked really cool in this corner. And I ended up using that bookshelf that comes with the Seasons pack. So originally the bookshelf was going to be like I think it was going to be like a green color, and then I was like, no. I think at the very end of the build, you might see it at the very end, I ended up recoloring it to be like a grayish kind of color because I felt like the purple just kind of blended in a little bit too much. And then that's pretty much it though for this room. I kind of just wanted to go back and like put some art and stuff on the wall just to kind of fill up the walls a little bit. You know, I feel like this teen was very much into like colors and stuff like that, you know. Moving on, next I decided to just furnish this upstairs bathroom. There's actually 2 bathrooms upstairs, so this is like the first one, and it's not super big, so I kind of just wanted to use some of the same stuff from downstairs. Instead of putting like a tub in here, I was going to use like a shower tub combo, but I felt like I didn't like how it, if you were in here, it kind of like blocked off the rest of the build, you know, from like you seeing like the other rooms and stuff. So I decided to just use a shower in here, like a 1-tile shower, and then I ended up using one of the store content plants in here just to kind of have something in the corner. But that's pretty much it though for that room. And then now upstairs, I decided to like separate this room upstairs because this room basically, it has like access to a balcony. So I was like, why don't we just add a second bedroom up here, and then like we use this little space over here to kind of be like a little like upstairs like secondary living room space. So I was gonna use like these base game like couches, but I was like, no, why don't we use something different? So I ended up using the ones from Seasons. I was kind of inspired by like the downstairs like living room and how like it was like really nice and like just calming to look at with the plant in the corner. So I was like, why don't we just use that? And then maybe I could use like the same TV up here. And then I ended up using like the rug from Into the Future. And I think I used the coffee table that comes with the Seasons pack, I want to say. At first it was going to be like the base game one, but then I was like, let's just use the Seasons one because it looks kind of cool in here. This is just me now swapping out those base game couches for the ones with Seasons. And then I ended up using that bamboo plant I was telling y'all about. And I just thought this looks really nice, y'all. I mean, this house is kind of big too, so maybe having like a secondary living room is not so bad, you know? But yeah, I ended up putting like that in the corner, and this was just so nice. I was gonna put like an aquarium in this room, but I was like, maybe that's doing like a little bit too much because I didn't want this space to be too congested, you know? So I think I just put like a painting on this wall, and I think that was pretty much it though for this room. I like how it just kind of like has this access to the balcony, you know. I thought that was kind of cool. Moving on, we have like this new bedroom, you know, because I just added it on. So I was like, why don't we maybe have like a family member, maybe like a cousin or something like that, or a nephew who has moved into this family's house. I feel like he's in college, but I feel like he's probably here for like summer vacations, but I think he's also taking online classes. So I was like, why don't we maybe have this be like a college kids room? But I feel like he's into esports, into like online gaming, so I feel like he's probably a streamer. He probably goes to like esports tournaments. So I was like, maybe this Freezer Bunny like banner could be like his like esports team or something like that. So I thought it was kind of cool. And I also used like some of the designs from the university pack. So of course he's in university, so I was like, why don't we have like the llamas on the bed sheets? And I also put like a llama poster in the corner as well. I don't know why, but I just thought that was kind of like a cool idea. Since this is like a new bedroom, maybe we have like a new addition to the family. We turned this spare bedroom into his bedroom. And then this, I was really disappointed, y'all, because I wanted this to be his like chair for his desk, but this isn't like a desk chair, so it doesn't slot to that desk. So I was like, maybe we could just have this in the corner as like a cool chair or something like that. And then I ended up using some really cool rugs from the university pack in here. And then I also ended up using a painting. I think that's like one of the store content ones. And I was trying to like find a space for these big posters, but I couldn't find one. So I was like, why don't I just use like one of the little ones from the university pack? And then I was going to put like a nightstand in here too, but I felt like that was doing a little bit too much. I thought it was kind of making the room a little bit too congested. So I was like, maybe we don't need a nightstand. He could just use his dresser as his nightstand. It's like way across the room though, but it'll work. But last but not least, y'all, this is the upstairs bathroom. So I feel like this is going to be like the primary bathroom that everyone is just using. Since it was so big, I was like, why don't I just maybe put a shower and then I also put a tub in here? I ended up using, again, these Cloud9 countertops in here, paired with that really big mirror that comes from the store. I love that mirror, y'all. Like I use it in almost all my builds. And I ended up using the toilet. I think that's like one of the better ones from the base games, like kind of expensive, but I was like, why not? You know, this family can definitely afford it. And then I ended up like cluttering up this room a little bit more with some towels. I used some plants on the counter. I think I ended up putting like a little MP3 player on the counter as well. Maybe the Sims that live in here want to listen to music while they get ready in the morning. And then I ended up putting some more plants in here as well. I think I used like the other bamboo plant. Yeah, that one. I ended up using that one in here as well. And then I ended up using like the rug from the university pack. But I think that's pretty much it though for this build, y'all. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like, comment something down below. I will leave this one link down below where y'all can go and download it. But anyway, y'all, that is all that I have for this video, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Please be sure to stick around for the screenshots, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye. Thanks for watching.